A perennial problem is, and this is because you haven't been in the industry yet, identifying the audience with the subject matter of the book. Most of you said it's going to appeal to people who lived through the Cold War, old fogies like us. The Civil War is a very popular subject among historians, and there ain't nobody around who lived through that. It's really for history buffs. It is not for journalists, and it is certainly not for academics. Academics are going to read the solid stuff based on primary sources. This is not. Okay? It's for history buffs, of which there are millions. Also, apropos that, you don't have to tell your editor who Khrushchev was, or that the Cold War was going on in '59 and '60. He was there. He remembers that much. Pop culture. That's a term that sets my teeth on edge. Pop culture, when I hear that term, I think of Madonna and Justin Timberlake and so on. Not the premiere of a major superpower. I mean, Khrushchev does come off in this manuscript as more of a clown than I suspect he was, but you have to remember he was a man of immense power. He was not a creature of the media. His exploits may have been creatures of the media, but he wasn't.
Well, Gladys, of course, in this book we do have, you know, Shirley MacLaine and Disneyland and Frank Sinatra. So isn't the manuscript in large part about Khrushchev meets pop culture?
Well, he meets lots of things. He also meets Iowa corn farmers. They're not pop culture. The point is that Khrushchev is not a pop culture figure.
That's true.
No way.
If you were going to refer to pop culture.
And here's a teeny tiny thing, but it makes me crazy. What is it with you guys who don't make paragraph indentions? What's the big deal? Just press the tab.
Yeah. Our example didn't. Our example. It was all thrown in.
So what?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to take my shoe off.
I didn't.
No.
I mean, I slide through the whole thing. I read it. I thought that was. If he wants my specific line by line comments, he got to pay.
Yeah, we're available. We're available for a fee.
Also, we're not into making nice. Yes, we are.
Very nice.
Very nice.
When we need to be.
It might even be that you'd want to print some material in italics so it's clear that it's a throwaway, transitional, blah, blah, blah. That's done in a lot of books.
We just felt that if we removed some of the tangents, the chapters wouldn't make sense on their own.
If they wouldn't make sense, if the chapters wouldn't make sense after appropriate grooming, that's a different, they're not too small, they're not making sense. That's a legitimate complaint.
Yeah, that's what we were going for.
Always try to make sense.
Wherever possible. Your editor most likely has as one of her specialties political history, because that's what this is. Not lit crit. So really avoid that dreadful lit crit vocabulary narrative arc. It's not going to endear you.
Well, the manuscript does need a narrative arc. That's one of the problems.
Well, can we call it something else?
I don't mind
It needs more structure.
Were you frightened by a narrative arc?
I was never.
and you know, it's really
Okay, the question is, we've noticed we've marked sporty to be set in Roman twice, but the second usage, it appears 3 times. The second usage we've left alone, and that's because this is quoted material, and if you listen in your mind's ear, that word is emphasized. He says, we want those sporty clothes, not those matching drab Wall Street outfits. We want the sporty ones. So that's there for emphasis. Arnold and I used to stay at a...
We can't turn here.
So go around University, big deal. I mean, around Evans. We used to stay at a motel called Ryder's Manor.
Which had nothing to do with riding.
No, it was
The owners were named Riders.
at any rate. Every year during the time we were here, the Coors plant would have some kind of wingding, and all these, they were almost all women. I don't remember ever
That
seeing
was the
it.
ladies'
It was a softball
team. They all looked like Brad's sister Liz.
Well, I believe you mean the court, maybe the Silver Bullets, weren't they called that?
Oh, we didn't know about that.
Okay,
before.
okay, sorry.
But
Don't
anyway,
let me interrupt.
on the lawn, the motel was sort of rooms built around a courtyard, and in the courtyard they would erect this maybe 12 feet tall plastic Coors bottle, which was in fact filled with beer.
Yeah.
Those bitches never once gave us a glass of
Well,
beer.
it was one Saturday that was pouring down rain all day, and we were sitting on our patios looking at them drinking the beer, and they wouldn't give us any.
Yeah, which we thought was kind of not nice. But anyway, they were pretty hefty ladies. They looked as though they imbibed
Yes.
every now and again.
Woman from UCLA, if she's looking for a dashing man.
Yes, right.
Maybe not the right
I tell you, if
business.
she keeps dressing like that, she may find one. Yesterday she wore something that looked like what used to be called a shift, kind of a pink satin thing with lace cut down to the belly button.
Well, you know.
I have no predilections in that direction, but I have to tell you, I couldn't stop looking at her boobs. They were stunning.
Who was this?
The woman she was in the elevator with us.
She was wearing a black and white print
Oh,
dress.
it's a very high heel.
Yes.
Yes.
UCLA.
Yes.
That's what
She
they
was
do
a
there.
dresser.
Feeling about the
I tell you,
the fact that it's the last year.
A little bittersweet, but it's time to go.
It is time to go. It's definitely time to go. But you know, there are a lot of wonderful people we're not going to see again,
Yep.
and that's very sad.
Yep. It is.
What makes you feel it's time to go?
What makes me feel? It's just a feeling. I don't know. It's not quite the same without Elizabeth, although it's
Joyce is trying very
better
hard.
than I thought it was
Yeah,
going to be.
right,
Much
right.
better.
Huh.
When I feel impelled to deliver diatribes against pop culture, then I know I've gone too far. I have to go. It's time to go.
You mean the you don't want to hear yourself say bah humbug?
No.
I don't want to hear myself delivering the opening lecture 34.
Oh God.
You don't?
I've had it.
Wow. That's good. Did you not feel your lecture went well this
No, I
year?
thought it went extremely well.
No. It's in full form.
I hadn't
full
heard
fine
it
form.
before.
I, however, have heard it
You've
31
heard
times.
it. Yes, you have.
But I have mastered that Nancy Reagan glaze. Oh, you're so wonderful.
So Dad, do you feel as if you're, like the pop star who won't sing his greatest hits?
Of course he'll sing his greatest hits at the
That's
drop
the
of
only
a
ones
hat.
I sing. We'll see how I feel next July.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to stay busy doing something you enjoy.
Yes.
And he already is. I am too.